Hot mic.
Is it on? Hot mic.
Yeah, it's
Mic's hot.
Are we on?
Yes. We don't have any eyeballs yet. Oh, we got some eyeballs.
Are you recording?
Hey everybody. I have a special treat for you today. Actually, it's a special treat for me. Come on. Don't be shy. Everybody, get the dog.
That's his job.
I know, he's coming. Molasses in January. That's what's happening here. You have to go on this side, Pooh.
Okay.
So you guys you all know Lundy Pooh.
I was about to say,
London.
not this tall.
London. I have a little, and here's Petey. Petey, you got to put on your birthday hat. You all know London. Some of you know Max. Get in here, Park.
I'm in here.
You're not in. Petey won't look at the camera unless you turn him around.
Look.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Live. And for those of you who don't already know, today is my birthday. So Max flew down as a surprise, and London scooped him up at the airport. So we've got some great birthday plans today, but I just wanted to take this opportunity to introduce you to the whole family if you haven't met them. And thank you so much for supporting me over the years and supporting them as well over the years indirectly. So thanks for tuning in today, and thanks for sharing my birthday. Thanks for sharing my birthday with me. You guys get out of here now. You're starting to bug me. Take the dog. All we're looking at is his tail. That's not that interesting. All right. Park got a full face of the camera right there. All right, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Live. And thank you to all of you who joined me last week or Saturday for Crafters TV. We had a great time. If you haven't tuned into a Crafters TV show, especially a Totally Tiffany Takeover, I hope you'll keep an eye on your email and join me the next time, because we really do have a great time. But the thing that people, I think, really enjoy most about it, besides getting all the special deals that happen during a show, of course, is that it's an opportunity for you to ask questions, make comments, and learn a little bit more about the products that we offer, what's going to work for you and how it's going to work. And that's really important to me as a product designer, is that you get products that work for you, right? That's the reason we do a variety of different 12x12 storage or 6x6 storage or different things for washi tape or this or that, because everybody's a little bit different. They need a little bit different organization in their lives. And so thanks for tuning in if you did. If you didn't tune in, I hope you'll tune in the next time we're on Crafters TV. Okay, so what's the big excitement today? Should I talk about the big excitement right off the top? Woo, or should I hold it? I'm going to talk about it right now. It's our anniversary with Crafters Companion, 1 year of working with Crafters Companion, and as a celebration for that 1 year anniversary and my birthday, we got a couple of great specials. Today only, birthday day only, you get triple points across the whole Totally Tiffany website. So anything you buy today is going to be triple points. So take advantage of that, build your status up in Club Inspire, maybe hit that platinum level today. Get those triple points. They're so valuable. You're going to save on shipping. You're going to get special discounts. You're going to get discounts on everything you buy going forward through the year. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. The triple points thing on that. There's something else that just popped into my head, and I thought I need to. Oh, on the top of the Totally Tiffany website, when they're working right now to take it down, so it might be gone, is a little bar that says confirm your location, US, UK, EU. Right? Don't worry, just ignore that bar. When you click on it to confirm your location, it's going to take you to the Crafters Companion website, and then you're going to have to bounce back. So just ignore it if it's still there. It's an error that it's at the top of the TT website. So you can just ignore it. Doesn't really mean anything, but otherwise it's going to send you to Crafters Companion, and then you're going to have to come back to take advantage of those specials today. Okay, so what else is special? All week long as anniversary week, so triple points today only, but all week long as anniversary week, you are going to save $5 when you spend $30. You're going to save $10 when you spend $50, and you are going to save $20 when you save 80, that's 25%, right? So if you've been waiting to purchase something, maybe you had your eye on a scrap rack last week during scrap rack week, but you were like, oh, I don't know, I couldn't really decide, and then it wasn't on special anymore. Well, today, if you spend $80, you're gonna save 20. That's a 25% discount. That's awesome, it's huge. Stock up on the things that you need today. Okay, I'll go through the specials one more time. You don't have to do anything. It's going to be automatic in your cart. So you don't have to have a coupon code, nothing like that. Any of that stuff is going to pop in your cart. So if you do it today, you're going to get that spend 80, save 20. You're going to get 25% and triple points. So today is definitely the best day to make the move on that. Triple points today only. Okay. I went on a road trip, which you guys know I wasn't here. Well, I was here last week. Did we do a live last week, London? Yes, I was back last week. But one of the things that I wanted to share was a picture of the car door. So I put it up on Facebook on the Totally Tiffany page. I did not take a project planner with me, which is something I had in my head. I want to take a project planner because I knew we were visiting a lot of sites on our road trip, right? So there's all those pamphlets and brochures and maps and all that kind of stuff. And I ended up having to stuff it all in the car door. It was a disaster. At one point, I opened the car door. There was a big dust storm, a windstorm when we were out there. And half a dozen of the things I had in the car door blew out across the desert. And there's Park running across the desert in his Crocs. Petey's in the car barking, trying to get my papers, not only because I wanted them, but because we also don't want to leave our trash blowing around the desert. But if I would have had my project planner, right? So I just want to encourage all of you to take, if you have a set of project planners, whether you just have them for your scrap rack or you bought them coming with the project planner, take one of those pages, one of those pockets, and just put it in the back seat pocket of your car door, of your driver's seat, and then maybe like we have a pickup, so there's a big pocket on the front door. But it's just a great place. You can see all the different things that we got that I have from the trip, even my little trip journal. Everything has a place in there. Besides the fact that it's not a mess in the car, it's also somewhat protected, right? The edges, corners are protected. Everything's not getting dirty. It's not getting misplaced. One thing that I wanted to share with you, if you haven't seen the pictures on Facebook or Instagram, is the hike we did into the wave. So I've got this bright green piece of paper here. That is my permit for going into the wave, which was an amazing, amazing adventure. So if you are thinking, where in America would we like to visit next? I'm going to just put a big push for the Kanab area of Utah. Just really beautiful landscape after beautiful landscape after beautiful landscape. So, all right, there's it. There's my personal story. I'm getting a message here. Read my screen. Carol Ann Hanley says, happy birthday, Tiffany, little cakes, flowers. Thank you so much, everybody. Deborah Spencer, has it been a year already? Wow, it really has been. For a year that was so weird, it has just flown by, absolutely. Mariah Leilani Rosario from Facebook says, I have lots of sentiments that came with multiples on one package page. What's the easiest way to catalog them without taking them apart, and how would I add them to my scrap rack? Seems like just putting them in as is would cause me to have to flip through a bunch of pages. Thanks in advance. There is no really easy solution or really to getting those multiple sentiments. So there's a couple of things you can do. I'm assuming they're stamps, right? They could be dies. It says they came multiples on one package page. I would just photocopy the one page and then just start a section in your scrap rack in your catalog called sentiments, and you can put it in there. But you could also do a few more copies of it and throw one into birthday and throw one into, maybe, I don't know what this other sentiments might be, probably birthday, maybe new baby, whatever they are, but you can photocopy the whole page, say where that set of stamps or that set of dies is by putting that number, however you have them cataloged, and then just put in a couple of pages. But remember, you don't have to have everything all the time. You just have to have enough to remind you where to go to look for those things. So sometimes the best thing to do is to start that sentiments section of your catalog and put it in there, and then you just kind of go, okay, I put everything in sentiments, and you can flip to sentiments and go, yeah, I'm looking for birthday. That's the right size. That's the right shape. And then it's labeled with where it's stored, so you can go there to get it. So one of the things that I've talked about before is you don't want to make the process of getting organized so cumbersome, so overwhelming, so difficult that you don't do it. So sometimes we have to step back from what's the perfect solution to what's a good solution. What's a good way that I'm going to be able to find these things and use them, and then apply that. So even though just having one copy of those sentiments in the sentiments isn't as easy as finding them in birthday and in thankful and in congratulations in that one fell swoop, it's a good solution, and it trains you to go look there and then make that selection. The other thing about that is when you go there thinking specifically you're looking for that birthday sentiment and you want to find out where it is in your organization system where it's cataloged, you might also see something else that would work well, which is also one of the huge benefits, not only to cataloging, but 4-section system at the same time. So I wish I had a perfect solution for you, but that's a good solution. And remember, don't get weighted down. Make it as easy. You don't want to pull the joy out of your hobby by like weighting down all the process of actually getting organized. So, and again, it's like I was talking about product development and design earlier, it's different for everybody. Our level of comfort and need and desire it just ranges all over the place. So you got to know yourself and what you're comfortable with. I would say find a middle ground and just be confident in that you can get to that sentiment page, and just maybe you have a few pages to flip through, but you're going to find exactly what you want pretty easily, and then be able to go to your whatever system you're using, whatever numbering system, and find that die or stamp that you're looking for. Lots of wonderful birthday wishes. Mary Pat, Carol Gallagher, thank you so much. Kimberly Kiesau on Facebook says, the pics from your trip were gorgeous. You know, it was such an amazing trip, and I have so much more to share with all of you about that. I mean, I don't know what it is about that area of the country, but it speaks to me, and it always has. I have, traveling has always been a big thing for me, right? My kids did not get gifts from their as teenagers, my gift to them was, let's save our money and take a trip. And so we've been a lot of really great places, but that area of Utah it's just amazing. I mean, it's breathtaking every time you turn around.
I didn't get them a gift. I just took them somewhere else in the country, because that's not a gift.
They both appreciated it too. Both of my boys have been really, really awesome. I mean, they really have loved it. London, his birthday is July 31st. So I ventured, and that's midsummer, right? So that's a time that we're all traveling. I would guess that London probably spent 90% of his birthdays somewhere else in the country or somewhere else in the world, because his birthday always seemed to fall. So that's not a bad gig to have your birthday.
Pennsylvania scrapbook show.
He also he spent more than one birthday. For those of you who, I think that was the Creating Keepsakes that used to do the scrapbook show at King of Prussia. And then they moved it to somewhere else, but right there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. So London has spent more than one birthday at the scrapbook show, which they also got drug along on. Some of you met them when they were little guys doing those shows. So anyway, but really, really fun. Tammy Wheeler says, hello, Tiffany and family. I look forward to every Tuesday to learn more ways to organize. Thank you for taking time on your birthday to share more. Have a wonderful birthday. I think of you guys as all my friends out there, right? So I'm like really feeling like, like when I realized this is on my birthday, I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to celebrate my birthday with all of these people who pop in on Tuesday. And so it really is, I don't know. I'm gonna get sappy. I'm gonna stop now. Okay. So road trip project planner. Okay, let's answer some questions. Trisha Odisher says Bill and Trisha Odisher, but I know it's you, Trisha. Trisha, if you're listening today, how long have you been with us? I mean, it seems like I've known your name forever. So if you're listening, pop in and just tell us how long. Also, we do a giveaway, right, every week. So if you haven't made a comment yet, or if you're new to Tuesday Live, you just have to make a comment, and that gets you into the drawing at the very end of Tuesday Live. And you could win the gift certificate to the Totally Tiffany website. So make sure you make a comment so that our social media team can throw you in for the drawing, and you can collect that at the end of the live. All right. Tertia says, sorry, I think I keep calling her Trisha. Tertia Odisher, not Trisha. That's a lot of R's in there, huh? Okay, is the Turquoise Craft and Carry Station discontinued? It's been out of stock, and I thought I heard Tiffany say on Stephanie's Live that the Turquoise one is not a thing anymore. If so, I'll order black one. Turquoise is a thing. Black is a thing. I think they're both, well, Stephanie has black and pink. So on Stephanie's website is the only place that you can get any craft and carry workstations right now. However, they will be back in stock. So black and pink available on Stephanie's website right now. And that's a Stephanie's pink. It's a special pink. It's not the totally Tiffany pink. It is a Stephanie Stamps of Life. That really sort of pretty softer pink is available on her website. And that color is only and will only ever be available on her website. We will have black and turquoise and then purple and the totally Tiffany pink all back on our website. And I think relatively soon. I think, and spoiler alert, there's going to be a package, a bundle on HSN. Again, not sure I'm supposed to be saying this, but there's going to be a bundle that includes the pop-up trash can, the craft and carry workstation, and the lowest tote coming up on HSN, and it will have all 4 colors. It is not the June show, but it could be the July show. I'll try to get a sneak peek post up on that also, letting you know when that's going to be available. But if you just want the craft and carry workstation, Stephanie's website now, those 2 colors, our website in another couple of weeks, we'll have all 4 colors available for you. So thanks, Tertia, for asking that. Den Hughes says, happy birthday from Wales. And if I had any idea how to pronounce what she sent me in Welsh, I would, but you'll have to check the feed. I need one of those things with the little microphone so that I can hear how to say it. Vilma says, I love the spoiler alerts. They're so much fun, aren't they? But plus it gives you a little bit of an idea of what's coming. You can plan ahead and kind of know what's going on and what you need and sort of plan and budget for those things that are coming down the line. All right. Speaking of back in stock, though, the Ditto Bag is back in stock. All 4 colors right now are available on the website. So if you have been waiting for your color to come back in stock, please don't hesitate to pick it up, especially today, right? Triple points, and you're going to get those other discounts as well. But they do come in and go out of stock. It's so funny how things like there'll be just a run on something. And so even though we might have planned out for stock for a longer time, for some reason people go, oh, I love that right now. And then it's gone. But the Ditto Bag, which most of you are familiar with, this is my clear lowest tote, right? We talked about this weekend on the live, but the Ditto Bag will fit in your lowest tote regardless of whether or not it's the clear tote or it's the one with the colored canvas bottom. And what people ask me about what's the difference, why is there canvas bottom, why is there clear? Excuse me, the original Lois tote is this one with the clear bottom. And Lois was designed to carry body bags, right? She was designed clear because as I'm aging, things that are dark on the inside were difficult for me to see into what was in there. And so I thought, I'm going to do this clear bag, and then whatever's in there, I can see. And then what happened was, everybody loved it clear because it was now this amazing tote bag for taking to things, concerts and such, where you have to be carrying a clear bag, right? The security has to check you, which is how it got the name All Event Tote, because she could go anywhere. Because she's vinyl, if you put wet swimsuits or wet towels or sandy things from the beach, or if you're carrying food to a picnic or any of those things, it was easy to clean out the bag. So she became this sort of universal tote bag. But then what also happened was people started loading her up with 12 by 12 paper handlers, which are heavy and the corners are pokey. And I was worried about damage, like that if you're going to put something in there that's pokey, like a A32, a 12 by 12 paper handler loaded with paper that's heavy, it might poke through the vinyl. So the vinyl's really sturdy and really, I mean, it's stiff, and the new factory that we're using with Crafter's Companion really does an excellent job with it. But then I thought, let's reinforce it and make it prettier. And so that's how we got to putting the canvas on the bottom. So it added that layer of protection. It's harder to do any damage to the canvas. It's reinforced. It's double layered. It was prettier. It would match your your Ditto bag or whatever you're putting in there. So that's why the two, why we have the clear and why we have the canvas. So, and there's so many uses for both, and they, you know, they each have their own, like I said, special purpose as a beach bag or, you know, that type of thing. So the clear is finally back in stock. Also, it's been out of stock for a while. All the Ditto bag colors are back in stock. If you're unfamiliar with the Ditto bag, it is a double-sided tabletop organizer. And you can see it's a great place for all your basic tools. The thing that I love about the Ditto bag is this feature right here where it splits open. So if you have room on your workspace or on your crop table to open it up, it creates this space for all of your tools. You can pull things in and out as you're using them on your workspace and help keep yourself organized. But if you don't have that much space or you're traveling and you have to carry it, you've got this nice handle, you can close it up. Now, if you're carrying something in your hand, that means your hand isn't free to do other things, which is where the Lois tote becomes so valuable. Now you can throw your Ditto in the Lois. You can overload your Ditto at that point because you have extra room in the Lois, but you can throw it up on your shoulder with the shoulder straps from the Lois. So one other thing that people miss often with the Ditto is that there is this pocket right here that's going to hold your smaller personal paper trimmer as well. So you don't necessarily have to have that sticking up. I've got my long paper trimmer pad there, but just lots of pockets and spaces for all your tools and all your goodies in the Ditto bag. So again, back in stock now. If you just search Ditto in the search bar, available in all 4 colors. If you search Ditto, it'll pop right up for you. Okay, Cheryl Johnson says, when is the triangle bag coming out? You teased it and I've been watching anxiously. The triangle bag is either coming out in June or July on HSN, but it is, if it doesn't come out next week, HSN 24-hour craft day is June 8th, so that's a week from today. If it doesn't come out next week, it's just because, as most of you know already, shipping is so incredibly delayed. We will definitely have it in, I shouldn't say definitely, the odds are very good that we'll have it in July if it doesn't make the show on June 8th. So it'll be there for July. We'll have them on our website as well. You know, HSN, one of the deals with them is that they always get the best value. So definitely worth watching for on their website and on the show. So thanks for asking, Cheryl. Thanks for remembering. They're really, really cute. So you're going to love them. They're just a nice little fun tote to carry a few extra goodies. So they're on their way. Oh, sorry, I'm not paying attention. I heard my little thing blinking over here. So Cheryl Hudson says, love the bag. I have several. Lori from YouTube, just finished sorting my paper this week, and I love how easy it is to find things. You know, it is amazing that once you do your paper is the thing we use the most, the thing we use the most of, right? It's almost every project we do, we're looking for paper. So, and that's one of the reasons with the GOC, Get Organized Challenge, we start with paper sorting. So I'm so glad that you posted that up. It is really important. Also, I'm going to sneak out another little bit of information today. This one's a couple months down the road, but Creative Scrapbooker magazine, which I write for every issue, The Organized Crafter. We are going to do a kind of a 12-week challenge. It's going to come out in the magazine, and then it's going to be a 12-week challenge on their website and on their Facebook page. So for those of you who are Get Organized Challenge girls and you just need a little bit more, I'm breaking it down even smaller bites in that. So mark your calendars for September. We're going to do a 12-week GOC, kind of a mini GOC, a boot camp, if you will, with Creative Scrapbooker magazine. So if you don't subscribe to Creative Scrapbooker, now might be a good time to get that subscription going for Creative Scrapbooker. All right. Debbie Bankston says, what is the secret to die storage sliding easily and not coming out of the tracks? Don't know. I'm not 100% sure on the question, but I will address a couple of things. I'm obviously assuming that this is the die file that you're talking about. So one of the weird things about making things with wood is that it expands and contracts with humidity and temperature, moisture and temperature, right? So if you live somewhere where you have higher humidity or drier temperatures, you're going to have a different experience with things made of wood that slide in and out of the tracks. So if it's feeling a little bit sticky to you, sliding it in and out, the first thing is, I don't know if you noticed this, if you watched the show on Saturday, I put my die file on a rotating design board because when I was trying to demo it and I wasn't straight dead on with it to slide it in and out, it was hard for me because it has to go in straight onto those tracks, right? So that's the first. So I put it on the rotating design board, and then I could turn it around, and then I could put it in easily. So that's the first thing, is just that simple thing of loading it straight and flat and even is helpful. But if you live somewhere where you've got heat or moisture, like I do now in Arizona, well, I have heat, I don't have moisture, but if you live somewhere high humidity, especially, the wood might swell a little bit. So just take a little beeswax or candle, run it along the edges. Not heavy. You don't want like heavy wax on there, but just run a little wax along the edges, and then it'll slide in like a dream. The other thing about the die file that you want to keep in mind is that when you put the dies on, it gets very heavy, right? The magnets and the dies, they're a lot of weight. They don't seem like it. Like one little die doesn't weigh that much, but they're metal. And so obviously the more you put, the heavier it gets. So care and feeding of your die file, if you only have dies and stamps, dies on one side, well, even if you have dies on both sides, I guess, because the weight can be different, just rotate them over, right? So you've got them all labeled, both sides, or if you only have one side, you're gonna label both sides, and then you'll see where the weight might cause a little bit of a bend in your wood. Again, if you've got a lot of humidity in the air especially. So just every 6 months or so, flip them over and slide them in. And it's kind of like, I don't know, like flipping your mattress, right? So if you just flip them over and rotate them around, especially labeling both sides is going to make it really easy to remember what's on that panel. And you can also go vertical with them if you're not doing what I do, where I stack things on them. As well, but that'll help also. So straight in loading, a little bit of candle wax on the side, and then make sure you're rotating those panels. I think there's a video about rotating the panels too, right, on the die file page or on YouTube also. We've talked about that a little bit in the past also. So thanks for asking. One of the great things, thanks Debbie for asking. One of the great things about you guys asking questions to be addressed on Tuesday is that there are other people out there with the same questions, or maybe the same challenges or same problems, or they're not quite sure how to use a product. And when you ask that question, it gives an opportunity for me to answer it, and then other people who are watching are able to go, oh yeah, I had that same question, I forgot to ask, or whatever. So it really helps everyone. And it also helps me as a product designer. What is working for you? What do you like? What don't you like? What don't you understand? What am I not communicating clearly, either in the packaging or in the videos? So it is really, really helpful when you take the time to ask a question. Lori Engel, also a long time Totally Tiffany tribester. So thanks, Lori, for asking today. And again, if you're out there, please make a comment and let me know that you're with us today. And the feed goes so fast, but I'm going to hold this for a second. Sue Rains on Facebook says, I used my Ditto for the first time at a crop and I really like it. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Kathy Hall, what pages can we add to the project notebook? I just bought 4 to start organizing memorabilia, and I know I will need more pages. Any of the scrap rack pages are going to work. So you can obviously buy more project planner pages. Now, remember, the project planners expand out really wide. So they're going to fill that notebook quickly. But I think I showed in the, let me see, is it in here? It also works great for, sorry, I have one of these with pages already. It's got to be in here, right? It's great for getting, oh yeah, here we go. It's great for getting your photos organized so this is the perfect 6-page. So these are 4x6 pockets. So I like to think about this as a double page layout, right? Left side, right side, left side, however you're looking at it. So you can put six pictures per pocket. So I've got my pages laid out for each thing we did in the trip. And then behind that, I've got all the memorabilia as well. So I've got the mementos, memorabilia, all the things I want to include. And then I've used the 4x6 page for those 4x6 photos. Now, if you like 5x7 photos, then you can use the Fantastic 5 page, because that has the 5x7 pockets. Or if you like to mix 5x7 and 4x6 photos, I would go then with the 5x7 because it's not going to give you 3 double page layouts, but it's going to give you 2. And then you can also put 4x6 photos, obviously, in the 5x7 pocket. So any scrap rack pages are going to fit because they're all standard 3-hole punch, which is the same as this. They're all the same dimension as the project planner binder. So it just kind of depends what you want to add into your project planner binder. You can even put the 12x12 pages in there. Now, the project planner pages, if you're using them to store the 12x12 paper that you bought for that particular project or trip, remember it's the middle pocket that is the best size for 12x12. So if you have 12x12 paper that has that extra edge on it, the middle's a little bit bigger. You can get 12x12 things into the back pocket, but it is a 12x12 pocket. So remember, you've got that nice big pocket in the center, and that's a little bit larger than the back. So if you're putting paper in there and you want to protect those edges and corners, that's the way to do it with that pocket. Barb Stewart from YouTube says, I placed my first order last week. Can't wait for them to arrive and get started. Congratulations, Barb. We're so happy to have you on the Totally Tiffany tribe. Trisha Good says, happy birthday. I love the bags. Getting organized slowly. Brenda Dale Beasley, can you address the different sizes of embossing folder, can you address the different size embossing folder storage problem? So embossing folders, not unlike other tools that come in a variety of different sizes, but embossing folders come in everything from little tiny, squares all the way up to, I don't know, there's probably bigger ones than I even own. And the challenge with those types of things is that if you want to keep all of your embossing folders together in one place, you have to come up with a solution where everything is going to fit together. So a lot of us have just 4x6 or just 5x7, and those are kind of a no-brainer, and they're simple. If you have multiple sizes, though, of embossing folder, I'm just going to pull this off my shelf quickly. So this is the die stamp and supply organizer, and it has all these little divided sections, and the dividers are mobile. So I love this for embossing folders because I can segment off by size, even my really long one. So this is a 12-inch long embossing folder. They're all going to fit in there. So big embossing folders are going to fit in the back, and then you're going to be able to label them, number them, and keep all of those embossing folders together. I have kind of a mix in here. We've got some dies and some stamps as well, but it really is a great way to organize a variety of sizes of embossing folders. Now, if you're not using something like this, or you don't have a shelf or a cabinet or a desk that you can put it on, and you need to contain them into something that's more storable, then you're going to have to break them up by size more than likely. I mean, if you could use like a 6x6 or an 8x8 fab file and put them in largest to smallest or something like that, but it's kind of a pain that way. It's better to go with either a flip and storage binder or different sizes of fab files. So if you're not doing this, then you're going to have a fab file that has all your 4x6 or all your 5x7 embossing folders, or if you have a bigger 8x8, whatever, 6x6, and then you're just going to have to put them in that catalog. That's the best way to do it. Label what size they are, and then you know what size box to go to. But the die stamp and supply organizer, if you've got space on a shelf or on your desk, I mean, obviously, the more open space you have, one of the reasons I love this kind of shelving in my studio is because I don't have to open a cupboard door. Right? I can see everything, I can take things out, and I can put them back. So it makes it really simple to have open containers where you can actually just see what you're looking for and grab it, even if you have to bring the whole thing to your workspace. So if you can, now these are, for those of you in the US, the die stamp and supply organizer is available at Joann, bigger Joann stores. So you can pick it up there. You can use your 40 off coupon. You can order it on our website, but definitely, if you have a larger Joann store near you, it's going to be a great place to pick that up. And they work for, I have another one right here that just has tools in it. So they work for, I don't know, I love them. I love that stadium of organization. I love condensing things in and really maximizing the space, but still being able to see everything. That's my hot button. That's what gets me excited. So I would suggest that, but a catalog is really the solution to if you have to store things in multiple places just because of their size, right? We see that same thing with wood stamps, with punches and that type of thing. So same idea, get a catalog that's going to tell you where you've got those embossing folders stored. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Jody Sargent, is there a limit to how many magnetic strips you should put on a die panel? I don't know so much that there's a limit. I would say, I talked a little bit about this over the weekend. If you take a die panel and lay out all the sets of dies that you want on that panel without any magnets on it, and then take the panel that you're going to actually put them on and start adding strips so you can see where you need a strip, it's almost better. So less magnets are better for a couple of reasons. One, the weight is one of them. But the other thing is the magnets create that lip, so it's easy for you to get your dies off. So if you have a full sheet of magnets, it's harder to get the dies off because there's no little lip to get your fingernail or another die under to pop it off. But if you have tiny dies, like I was talking about nesting dies, where most of them are big and then you get to this tiny one in the middle, well, if you've got 2 strips of magnet that are holding most of the dies, except that little one doesn't have any magnet behind it, you can just cut your magnetic strip and put a small strip of magnet there, and that will hold the smaller dies and the tiny middle die without needing a whole strip of magnet. So totally depending on what you're working with and how many you've got. London, can you look? You have to move the light. My die file down there that says Christmas. So I have 2 die files on my paper cart here. So, okay, look at London Pro. So I'm gonna take these things off because you don't need to see my thing. But so I've got pretty small dies here, right? But I have still all this space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on this particular panel, I've got 7 strips. I would say that's about the max you need. You're going to be able to hold any sort of max out that space. So most of these are smaller on the die side than the bigger ones. But I think the best way to determine how many dies you need or how many dies you want on that panel is going to be to lay them out the size of the panel and then start adding the strips across from it so that you kind of max out your use of the die panel without adding more weight or more magnets than you need, because you can put the magnets on both sides. So if you use them efficiently, you'll have plenty of magnets to do both sides, and then you can double up what actual storage is on your die file. I don't, I think as I'm talking about the die and how much it holds, I think it might be sold out in the US right now. It is something that is going to be on HSN again in, I think, July. And we do have them available on the UK website, the Crafters Companion UK website. I don't think we have any left in the US warehouse at the moment, but they will definitely be back. If that's something you missed on the show this weekend because they sold out so quickly, they will be back. So if you're looking for die storage, they're coming. Catherine Harris on Facebook says, I've been following you since 2011. I don't comment much, but I love your products. The challenges have helped me tremendously. Still have a problem purging though. I'm working on it. Catherine Harris, thank you so much. I think 2011 was really sort of the kickoff of big social media for us. So basically since the beginning of the social media, you know, when YouTube got accessible and all that stuff. So thank you for being with us for 10 years. It's amazing. Emma Wilson from YouTube says, I'm due to receive the first batch of Totally Tiffany orders. Yay! I'm so excited to get organizing. I have a corner of our kitchen dining room as my crafting corner, and at the moment it's a mess. Well, Emma, I hope you take some pictures of your mess and then some pictures of everything as you're organizing and after you're organizing, and share them, because all of us find that so inspiring and so motivating to see kind of that before and after. And I'm looking forward to hearing more from you about how much you like the products that you ordered. Terry Stone says, I really love all your videos. They are really so informative and helpful. I learn something new every week. Thank you. Well, Terry, thanks for joining us. If you all weren't here, I would just be talking to London. And to be honest, he's just not that interested in what's happening in the crafting world. Rhonda has a question. Whisk and glue, that's what I do. Rhonda Bennett on YouTube. I just jumped on. What was the name of the photo ephemera paper organizer? I think that we're the project planner. If that what you're talking about, this guy. So this is available on the website now. This is also, I think, going to be on HSN on the 8th. So this one I have all loaded up with mementos and photos from travel over the last couple of years, projects that I haven't got to yet in scrapbooking. But the project planner binder is a great place for storing all those things. It's also a great place to put things together. If you bought things for a project, I know you guys saw my album where I had all the bits and pieces for doing a chipboard album. But if you were planning something like Christmas cards are right around the corner, right? You're going to start making those Christmas cards. And for those of us who do similar cards, like I do all of my cards, they're not all identical, but they're all made with the same paper and the same basic shapes and stuff. They're just kind of layered up differently. So I'll use a project planner to put all of those things together. And then I can just grab that and I sit in front of the TV with everything that I need and a Ditto bag with my tools in it. And I can work on Christmas cards as they go forward through the year so that I'm ready in December, late November, to send those out. So if you are somebody who likes to make your own Christmas cards, something like the project planner is a great way to combine all the bits and pieces, the stamps, the washi tape, even adhesives and that type of stuff are going to fit in the pocket. So you can start planning that project and then be ready to work on it wherever you go. The other thing about project planning and putting everything together in that small bundle is that if that's all you take with you and your tools to an event, you really stay focused and you're really able to get a lot done. So think about that as you're planning an evening with girlfriends or a weekend crop or something like that. As things start to open up, the more you can dial in and focus on your projects, the more you're going to accomplish when you're there, because you're going to spend less time digging and searching, less time thinking, just like, what should I do? What should I use? All those questions are sort of solved for you because you've really dialed in what you're going to work on. So project planner is a great tool to use for that as well. B Sage says, my products are arriving and I'm excited to get filling up my scrap rack. You know, if you are someone who is using, congratulations, by the way, you're going to love it. If you are someone who has purchased a scrap rack and hasn't taken a little bit of time to go on YouTube and sort of watch some of those scrap rack tips and tricks videos or read some of those blog posts, the scrap rack will hold an amazing amount of things in an incredibly organized and accessible fashion. And there are lots of tips and tricks, what pockets to use, how to load the pockets, how to put the spinders on the base unit, how to travel with your base unit, all of those things that unfortunately, I can't tell you everything all at once. It's completely overwhelming, but I have done a lot of tips and tricks videos, a lot of little blog posts. So, make the most of that scrap rack investment. And it will serve you well for years. And pop into the website occasionally or onto YouTube. If you don't follow me on YouTube now, hop over to YouTube and subscribe and like and hit the notifications bell. And then whenever something new comes out, you'll get a notification about it, whether it's a new product or a tip, trick, or a class or something like that. Then you're going to know what's going on. But really, the amazing thing about the internet, YouTube in particular, is that it's free. You get all the information and all the education free, and it's the best way to maximize the investment that you've made in your scrap rack, in any of our products, right? I try to do a lot of videos about that kind of stuff. So, all right. Lori Engel says, sorry, Lori, I started answering your question. What is the best way to store Heartfelt creation stamps and dies? Which bag will hold the most Memento archival ink pads? So
I just want to add something to that. Lori also said that she was able to fit 40 glitter glue bottles in an Edna bag.
Lori, you are a power packer in the Edna bag. I think I only have 30 in mine, but I think I have some fatties in mine. I think I have some of the bigger ones, not just all the small ones. But so Memento archival ink pads. I'm not sure if those are the London in that 1, 2, third shelf up, first organizer over, down, third shelf, pull that shelf out. Is that a Memento archival ink pad at the end right there?
This is an ancient page.
Oh, ancient.
Acid-free archival waterproof diet.
That's not the right brand, but you could bring me that and the one right next to it. Then the oval. Next one over. Sorry, There you go. Bring me that. All right. So this oval size, these are color box, right? And this is an oval. This is a ancient page, right? You've got, and then, come on, Stephanie Buddy Bag, where are you? I know you're here because you're never far from me, my friend. That's not Stephanie. That's not Stephanie. There you are. Now, if what you're asking about, Lori, the Memento Archival ink pads are bigger. I don't have one handy. I'm pretty sure, for some reason, I know there's a bigger rectangle one right there. That might be it. But all of these, so this is the Stamps of Life. This is the Spectrum Noir. But all of these, you can see they're a little bit of a different shape, but they're all about the same size. So depending on how they stack up, and whether or not they have a recessed bottom and they stack on top of each other, or they have a flat bottom and they don't stack on top of each other, that's going to determine how many you get in a bag. So the Stephanie Buddy Bag is great for all of these sizes. This is Little Darlin', so if you use Little Darlin's ink pads, those are the same size and shape as Stephanie Bernard. But even your these two sizes are going to fit in here. Now, these two sizes, these are just a little bit narrower, so they will fit in here, but these will also fit in a bag like your Gale bag. So this is the old Stephanie Bernard color box, and this is 12 ink pads in the color box. So one of the questions I get asked all the time about storing these is, can you keep them, how do you keep them flat? If this is how the bag goes, it's going to store your bag flat. So rather than putting it on the shelf standing up and pulling the handle this way, you're going to put it on the shelf laying down. If you want to keep it flat, you still have that handle access there on that. So if you, Lori, let me know the size. Let me see if she popped on here. Oh, just a reminder, if you haven't commented, that is how you win the prize this week. So make a comment, and then just before we wrap up, I'll give one more like sort of warning, make a comment, and then you have about a minute after I make that comment, and then our social media coordinator is going to throw everybody's name into a hat, and she will pick a winner, and she'll post it for me on my little feed here, and I will announce the winner that way. So make sure that you're making a comment so that you can get into that drawing. Okay, and then what's the best bag to store the Heartfelt Creation stamps and dies? I do not own any Heartfelt Creation stamps and dies. I probably need to, I think they come in a kit though, if I remember correctly. So Lori, if you can just give me a little bit more information about Dimensions, or anybody that's watching that has Heartfelt. For some reason, I feel like they come in something that's like a kind of a quality packaging that they might stay in or might encourage you to keep them in. Give me a little bit more information and I will answer that. Even if I don't get it today, I will do a little bit of research and also try to post something up on Facebook and tag you in that response. But, you know, dies and stamps, our best-selling die and stamp organizer is the 5x7, the 5x7 fab file with the 5x7 magnets and the 5x7 pockets, and now the Kirsten Buddy Bag, which is 9x6. And so for some reason, I'm thinking that that might be the best one for Heartfelt, because in my mind, they look bigger than kind of the smaller 5x7 sets. So the Kirsten Buddy Bag, which is sold out, the 8x5 magnets, the 9x6 pockets, and the Kirsten Buddy Bag are a great option for that. Sold out on our website right now, but I believe Stephanie Bernard has them on the Stamps of Life website also. So they were actually, the Kirsten Buddy Bag is actually named after Stephanie Bernard's daughter, Kirsten. And so they released on her site first. They might also have them on HSN though, because we did a Katie and Kirsten combo on HSN last month. So if they have any left there, you're going to get the Katie, which is 8x5, and the Kirsten, which is 9x6. Matter of fact, London, There's a Kirsten Buddy Bag on the work desk right there that's loaded up. Yep. Can you bring it over? This is a whole art form for London, being able to hunt down things in the studio when he doesn't. He's not even actually a crafter. So when I say I need blah, 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 he's quite mastered that whole process. So this is, these have stamps. Let me find one that has dies in it. Here we go. So this is the 9x6 pocket and the Kirsten Buddy Bags. And this one is a 9x6 pocket with the 8x5 magnet. This has, so large stamp and die sets. That's what I'm getting to. I think that's what Heartfelt Creations is bigger. That's a little bit bigger dimension. If you use the planner dies, so this is the Elizabeth planner die set, they are going to fit in there as well. So if you're looking for somewhere to sort, store, organize those, then the Kirsten Buddy Bag with the 9x6 pockets and the 8x5 magnets is a great solution for that also. All right. But if I'm off on my dimensions, please share with me, share those with me. Dolly Molina says, happy birthday, love all your products. Oh, my screen just shifted. They have helped me so much in organizing my mess. Thanks. Yay. Thank you for sharing that with me. I love that, right? That's the high point for me is, are the things that we're designing really working for you? Are they really making your craft life better? So I love to hear that. The Creative Chica on YouTube says, I am using rectangle baskets for my embossing folders. Do you have something sturdy to store them in? Probably not. We don't do a lot of bigger things, but it depends on your baskets and how big they are. And so if you give us a little bit of dimension, they may fit into something like the die stamp and supply organizer, or maybe on one of our little shelving units or something like that. So I'd love to know more about those, and then I could give you a better answer whether or not we have a solution. But this is perfect for me because when you ask me questions that I don't have an answer for, it gets my brain going and it really kind of sends me off in that new product development mode. So this could be a good opportunity for us to be able to design something that's going to work really well for something you're already using. So thank you for asking them. Kathy Maurman on Facebook says, I just ordered the 8x8 fab file refills. They work wonderfully for organizing stamps. So the 8x8 fab file is a little bit bigger than, well, obviously it's bigger than the 5x7 or the 6x6. So especially if you have bigger sets of dies or stamps, it works great for that. And then again, the 8x5 magnets, if you want magnetic sheets, are going to fit into those pockets also. Karen Beery says, what buddy bag works for fat quarters? I'm not a quilter, but my mother uses the Leanne Buddy Bag for fat quarters. Matter of fact, Lundy Poo, if you can pull out my my sewing cart from underneath that table, so it's the second one back, I think I might have snagged some fat quarters. No, they're not in there. All right, I was looking. I have a stack of them that I was going to play with because I was asked that before. So, but I'm pretty sure Leanne is what my mother uses. She used Sue, but Leanne is a little bit bigger and holds quite a bit more than Sue does. So I know they fit in Sue also, but I think Leanne's a better fit for fat quarters. Okay. Trisha Wyfridge says, I'm missing an order and I haven't heard back from customer service. I'm not sure when you email customer service, but I do know they do try to get back to everybody as fast as they can. And if it was over the holiday weekend, possibly things get kind of stacked up, so it takes a little bit longer. But you can always send a second email, customer service at totally-tiffany.com, and they will definitely respond to you. So sometimes what happens too is they respond and it goes into your junk mail. So if you haven't had an opportunity to look in junk or search your junk mail, they may have responded and it's there, but sometimes they just miss stuff like the rest of us, I guess. So don't be shy about sending a second email and saying, hey, I haven't heard back from anybody. And I'm sure they'll get right back to you as soon as they can. But it was a long weekend for everybody, including the UK teams. They had a bank holiday on Monday as well. So everybody's been gone for the last 3 days. So hopefully that's just the issue. Christine Fazio says, are you coming out with a bag for Stephanie's felt? Ooh, spoiler alert. I'm going to work with Stephanie again this month, at the end of the month. So we are going to have a little 3-day session of looking at organizers and solutions and what we've got now, plus what we could do going forward for the next year to help Stephanie's tribe get their supplies organized. So I may have a good solution for you of something that we already have, and possibly even Lundy Poo. Again, on the stand-up desk, all the way over to the left, in the back of the black. Well, bring me that whole thing. Bring me that whole. So this is the black craft and carry workstation. And here is what we're talking about. So if you're unfamiliar with Stephanie's felt, for all of her cool little projects, she does coordinating felt, and that is what is in the back here of the craft and carry workstation. So you can only put about 6 bundles of felt into this while you're working, or if you've got a particular kit or something going on. But I wanted to do what I wanted. Why I wanted Lundy Poo to bring this over for me is because that's a Stephanie bag. I was hoping I had an empty Leanne, but I don't think I do. I'm going to see if they fit in Leanne. You couldn't get that many in there. I think even maybe in the short term, so, sorry, this is all of my silk screening stuff in here. So these are in the package, but if they weren't in the package, you could probably get, I'm going to take it out of the package just to make sure I'm giving out good information. Oh, perfect. Yeah, if they weren't in the package, you could probably get 8 or 10 felt folds of Stephanie's felt folds into a Leanne bag. Yeah, it's packed in there, maybe 6 or 8 into a Leanne bag, depending on how many sheets of each color that you have. So Leanne would be a good use right now, but this is definitely something that is on Stephanie's radar for our conversation at the end of the month. So if you follow Stephanie, there's a good chance we'll be doing a little live stuff together, because we always have so much fun doing that when we are together. So keep an eye on us for that. I'm not going to stuff that in there. All right, so Leanne may be a good solution in the short term. Put all my silk screen stuff back in here. London's my lovely assistant. Maybe I should change his name from London to Vanna when he's here on Tuesdays. What did you say?
What?
Vanna. London is so young, he doesn't even know that Vanna is the good name for the assistant. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. Joyce Kosikowski on Facebook says, thank you for the discount on purchases of $30, $50, and $80, and also triple points today. My pleasure. I am so happy to be sharing my birthday with you, and for the generosity of Crafter's Companion to expand that through all day today and all week on the discount code. So all kinds of goodies out there for you. Get the triple points today, though. If you need something and you know it, order today, get the discount, and then you're going to get the triple points, because that's today only. Rhonda says, just received this bundle. I'm looking forward to getting the larger dies organized in Kirsten. So yeah, the Kirsten bundle is awesome. People are loving it. I mean, literally, the reviews on it have been amazing, and it's only been out for a very short time. Vicky Smith Beer Scott on Facebook says, I'm addicted to your bags, and when my friend comes and crafts with me, she always asks me, what is that? Where did you get that? And I proudly say, Totally Tiffany. Next time she comes over, guess what she has? Totally Tiffany bags. You know, I'm going to tell you, this weekend I went to a wedding in California with my mother, and it was kind of fun because my boys grew up in the same neighborhood all the way through. I went to 9 schools before I graduated from high school and lived in different cities, and they grew up in the same town, going to the same schools with the same kids. And so it was fun because this wedding was the very first wedding, Catherine, who graduated with London, that they were in school together from preschool. She's the first one to get married of that age group of kids. It was really fun to go to that wedding and see, right, that let's start to roll forward, like for that next generation. But I'm sidetracked. I used this time, I posted a thing up on Facebook or maybe Instagram about it. I took a lowest tote because it was just an overnighter and I love just being able to throw everything in there. Instead of, a lot of times I travel with buddy bags with cosmetics in it. This time I used a storage and supply case with a half drawer and then 2 quarter drawers. And it was perfect for traveling with for that overnight, and especially because it just fit in my lowest tote. So not only are buddy bags awesome for crafting, is that arrogant to say they're awesome? I think they're awesome. I'm sorry. They're like my children, all these things. But they do really work. I guess that's it. Okay. But it was great for cosmetics and everything in the bathroom. And I love the fact that you can pull the trays out and set them on the counter in the bathroom. All your stuff stays organized and in those trays and dry. And then when you're ready to go, you just slide the trays back in the bag and into your lowest tote. So if you haven't taken your storage and supply cases on a test run for something other than crafting supplies, you're going to love them for other things as well. So thank you, Vicki, for that. Den Hughes says, is the project planner file the same as the Spinder file, I think? No, project planner. Oh, I think the Spinder Binder is what she's asking about. The project planner has doesn't zip, for one, has 2 pockets on the inside here, has a single pocket on the back, and comes preloaded with the project planner pages. The Spinder Binder is a 12 by 12 zipper binder. La, 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 la. So it's smaller. It doesn't have the pockets on the inside. It has the removable 3-ring section. So actually, a Spinder Binder comes like this. It is just the cover, right? So if you have 3-ring sections on your scrap rack and you want to take them off and travel with them or store them somewhere, you're going to buy the cover. You're going to pull a Spinder off your scrap rack, throw it in the cover, either travel with it or store it. So when I say store it, some people have a scrap rack, but they really need 2 bases. They don't have space for it. So they'll take some of the Spinders, store them here, Christmas as an example, something you're not using all the time, store it on the shelf. And then when they're working on Christmas, they'll pull their sports section off, store that, put the Christmas on their scrap rack. So everything's visible and accessible on the scrap rack while they're using it. And then you can rotate through what's actually on your scrap rack. So the Spinder Binder is this with no 3-ring section. Then we have the 12 by 12 craft binder, which is the same thing, except it does include the 3-ring section. Now, I'm not sure about today, but if you need Spinder Binder covers and you're okay with having the 3-ring section in there, last week these were on special. There was a bundle of 3 of them. I don't remember what the price was, but they were on special, so there was a little bit of discount, which could still exist on the website. I'm not 100% sure. And then if you add it to your discount today and your triple points, so if you need the 12 by 12 binders, look for those. Look for that on the website, and I would just search 12 by 12 craft binder, and it'll probably pop up for you on the website. I hope that makes sense, and I hope I'm answering the right question. Den Hughes also says, I use the Denise Buddy Bag for a small amount of fat quarters. So Denise will work. Denise has 3 boxes instead of just 1 long box. So it'll be an easy way to say, here's, some red patterns, some blue patterns, some green patterns, or keep things separated by project or whatever. But Den says that Denise is a good option for fat quarters as well. Jen R from YouTube says, do you have any suggestions for storing Copic markers? I do, actually. You have lots of Copics, then you want to go with the Denise. So Denise has those 3 boxes in there, and that's what keeps your markers straight up and down. So Denise is awesome for that. Here's the Copics here. And so you're probably going to get 100 Copics or something close to it. I only have about, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, I've got just 20 in here, and they're mixed in with my spectrum markers in that top section. But you're probably going to get 30 35, so maybe over 100 in a Denise bag. So you can store them this way or this way, and that keeps your markers flat. And then when you use them, you can open it up and then pull them in and out really nice and easily. So large amount of Copics, you're going to go with the Denise Buddy Bag. Small amount of Copics, you are going to use the Deborah Buddy Bag. So Deborah's probably going to hold closer to 30 Copics. So I know some people prefer to use multiple Deborahs, and they keep their color families together, blues and greens, reds and pinks, orange and yellow. If you want everything together, go with the Denise, depending on how many you have. All right. Let me get my last questions here. What's the best buddy bag for Anna Griffin scrapbook border dies? I'm assuming that those are longer than 12 inches or about 12 inches, which means you're going to either need to use them in the Leanne Buddy Bag or the Brandy Buddy Bag. So Brandy is long and skinny. She's probably going to be your best choice. So I would look at Brandy. I don't have any of the Anna Griffin dies. If they don't fit in that, or there's something about them that I don't know other than the fact that they're 12 inches long, please feel free to add that information or post it up on Facebook.
What does the Brandy bag look like in case I have Anna Griffin dies and just can look at it and know?
So here is Brandy. And so she's a ruler bag, so she's got that extra length. And again, she's going to stand up. But these are the 12-inch long Kiwi Lane stencils. So those fit in there. Ribbon rulers, centering rulers, all of those things are there. Boom. So Brandy could be your girl also, depending on what those dies look like. Could be a great option for that also. Slide her in there. London. Okay. Kim Rice says, is a 6-level stadium arranger being discontinued? No, absolutely not. 6-level stadium arranger, if you're unfamiliar, I've got 1, 2, 3 right here on my shelf. So glitters, glitter glues, Nuvo, drops, wood-mounted stamps, all kinds of other small, washi tape, shaker card fillers, thread, all of those kind of things fit in there. So we have been out of stock on it for a while. You could also look, if you're not finding it on our website, scrapbook.com carries it. If you're looking in the US, scrapbook.com carries that. And Joann stores, the bigger Joann stores, also carry that product. So if you don't see it on our website, we do stock our retailers first. So if we have it and they need it, we're going to get it out to them first so they can get it to you. And then we'll keep this, whatever stock. If we have more stock, it'll be on our website. But just keep in mind, we try to keep it in the storefront for you first, and scrapbook.com as well. So look at those two places to see what you can find. London's laughing about something.
Joyce Quinn asks, do you ever have time to use your craft supplies? To quote my good friend Karen Slusher, we all have the same amount of time. So just a matter of, is that how I'm choosing to use my time? And one of the reasons my mother and I started a craft group on the third Thursday of every month. And one of the reasons I was excited to start that was because it made me put that into my calendar, right? This is your crafting time. And so it's really been amazing. So if you're struggling like I did to actually find time to actually sit down and craft, one of the things, the joys of crafting is doing it with other people. And of course, COVID has had an impact on that as well this year, especially. But starting that craft group, and I'll tell you, some of you have seen it. I've done some posts up on Facebook about it. We do it once a month. We all sort of came up with ideas of things we wanted to learn or wanted to try. And then every month we all get together. And so this month, actually, we are doing, and it's the third Thursday. So in 2 weeks, I guess it's 3 weeks. This is the 1st of June. I know that because it's my birthday. So it's the third Thursday. We are going to be doing a resin pouring. And if you haven't tried that yet, as you know, I'm very close to the team at American Crafts. And so we are going to work with this really great kits that American Crafts has to do some resin pouring and learn all about resin and how to work with it and how it dries. So I am doing more crafting now. I mean, I do scrapbooking just for my family, and I do get to make a few cards now and then, but one of my hopes is, now that sort of everything is settled down and back to normal, and I really got some other great news from Home Shopping Network, and that is that we are going to get to stay in our studios and continue to broadcast, so simulcast with them. And so that's great too, because traveling takes a lot of time that you don't really get to be productive. And so I'm really looking forward to getting to stay on track with that rather than having to go back to traveling. So, that's gonna be awesome. But yes, I do a little bit of crafting, but I started the craft group with my mom so that I would have dedicated crafting time with friends, which makes it so much more fun than doing it yourself. So yeah, it's good stuff. So, but thanks for asking. Yes. Okay, I think I answered all the questions. Copic markers. Okay, so we're ready for the winner. Drum roll. This week's winner, Dorothy Duran from Facebook. Congratulations, Dorothy. You have won a Totally Tiffany gift certificate. All you need to do, Dorothy, is reach out to prizes@crafterscompanion.com, and they will connect you with your prize. They just need all your details, and our social media coordinator will also tag your post and give you that email address as well. But prizes@crafterscompanion.com, we will get you all hooked up. So I think that's it. I think we've got everybody's questions answered today. Thanks for popping in for Tuesday Live. It's my favorite day of the week to just kind of hang out and chat. And so I love that you're here with me. Again, if you have any questions or product ideas or anything like that, this is a great time to share them. Each week, the social media team puts up a post that says, hey, what are you thinking about? What questions do you have? Product ideas, anything like that, go ahead and pop those into that list, and I'll try and address them for you next Tuesday during Tuesday Live. So thanks again for spending a little bit of my birthday with me today and joining us for Tuesday Live. So it's been great having you with me today. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you next week. Ooh, don't forget to tune in